Okay, so today is day 19th of my weight loss journey, and it's getting a little easier to not eat sugar and gluten. Um, it's been about 2.5 weeks, so it's almost like a habit now. And I think that because my joints feel so much better, it's not as hard anymore. I said in another video, and for those of you that didn't watch it, Um, when I see something that I used to eat that kind of tempts me, what goes through my mind is a little bit different than before. When I used to see something tempting before, I would think, oh wow, if I eat that, I'm gonna gain weight and then I'll feel worse about myself and I'll be more depressed and my clothes will be tighter and my stomach will look bigger and my arms will be, it was all about how I looked and my self-esteem issues. But now, when I see something with sugar and gluten that tempts me, I think about the addiction. I think, do I really want to go back to that? That like insatiable craving for sugar and carbs? Do I really want to buy a package of cookies and intend to eat one or two and end up eating half the package? Um, do I really want to go to buying a package of the little chocolate bars, meaning to exercise some portion control and not being able to stop till like practically the whole bag is gone or I throw it away out of desperation? Do I want to go back to that feeling? Do I want to go back to the joints aching all the time? I mean, my joints ache enough. Just being 100 pounds overweight at age 52, that does something to your joints. My knees and my hips and my back already hurt. My shoulder's still recovering from surgery. It's recovering pretty well, but I'm still stuck in the couch. I have to sleep in the reclining couch for 6 weeks, so I'm not allowed to move it. Um, it's given me a little bit of distance and perspective to realize that it was an addiction. Besides the taste being really good, um, sugar and gluten are addictive. I just read something that Dr. Mark Hyman, who wrote a book about blood sugar solution, who is considered one of the foremost experts on diabetes and blood sugar issues, said that people need to realize that processed sugar acts on our brain like a drug. It's like he said, think of it as a recreational drug. And I think that's true because it causes so many problems in the body. I mean, diabetes is an epidemic and it causes so many problems, vision, kidneys, heart disease, strokes. People get their toes cut off. It really causes a lot of problems in our society. It's a serious, serious issue. And I am working really hard to bring my blood sugar down because I have prediabetes and I always thought that, excuse me, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, I knew it was a big deal. I have been working on it, but my doctors are telling me, you know what? It's not, you're not out of risk. You have elevated blood sugar. Now, is it elevated enough that you need insulin? No, but it's elevated enough to put you at risk for stroke, heart. I mean, you know, it's not, you're not pre-risk because you're pre-diabetes. Your blood sugar is elevated. It's causing damage to your organs. That's just a fact. And I've had pre-diabetes for 10 years now, probably longer than that, but that's, I was diagnosed 10 years ago. And the fact that I haven't gone into full-blown diabetes in 10 years, according to my doctor, shows that I've been trying, but they say that it gets worse every year. So I have to not try. I have to do. I have to lose the weight and bring my blood sugar back to normal. And this is working. I never thought that was a solution. Just giving up added sugar and gluten completely, because now that that addiction is gone, sure, I see a beautiful, delicious cupcake and remember how good it tastes. But again, what I also remember is that crazy addictive feeling that's very unpleasant, and I don't want to go back to that. Um, the desserts that I make, I can't really do too much now. I still can't really move my shoulder. Um, the desserts that I make now with stevia or with dates, natural sugar, and I even had to be careful with the dates because that's a highly concentrated source of natural sugar. They're not as addictive because they're not as sweet. It doesn't act the same in the body. As again, this is eating in moderation. Now, some things you shouldn't eat in moderation, like added sugar, because it causes so many diseases. And you shouldn't eat trans fat in moderation. You shouldn't eat things that have been proven to be really bad for you in moderation. That's what I feel. Um, but things that are healthy, like whole dates, I eat in moderation. And even then, because my blood sugar is already high, I'm already on metformin, I have to be careful with. So, having said all that, I can't really move my arm at home. I've gotten to the point in physical therapy where I'm passively moving it, like I have to walk my fingers up a trellis, and that's been incredibly painful after not moving it for a month. But I have to do it. I mean, I have to rehab my shoulder. I have to get my movement back. And it's not like I wasn't prepared for this. I mean, my surgeon told me, my physical therapist told me, I think they were trying to dissuade me from surgery, which is insane because I had a completely ruptured rotator. I had to get surgery because I had such limited movement, but they're like, "Oh, it's going to be a barrier, your recovery." Well, guess what? Having that injury was pretty horrible. I had surgery on both hands, and that was some pretty intense rehab, but is nothing compared to this. Nothing. I thought that pain was bad, but this is bad. But I'm doing it. So I can't really stir. So my daughter helped me. I kind of measured the ingredients, which I'm not supposed to do, but I did it anyway carefully. And I made this recipe I got from my sister for some chocolate peanut butter date balls. And they're just so good. They're so good. It's really hard. Um, I used unsweetened cocoa for the chocolate part. No chocolate chips because they have added sugar. No chocolate, anything. I use unsweetened cocoa powder. I use peanut butter that's natural and organic with no added sugar, no added palm oil. It's just peanuts and a little bit of salt. That's the peanut butter that I use. And the rest of it was really healthy stuff like unsweetened coconut flakes, flax seeds, whole flax seeds, chia seeds, gluten-free oatmeal, lots of good stuff, and it was delicious. But and some dates that I soaked in hot water, ran through the food processor, and made like a paste that's sweet, and it was delicious. So I kind of overdid it. Surprise, surprise. I mean, I like sweets. That's how I got to be 100 pounds overweight. So I'm going to have to really work on that, not overdoing it. So let me show you what I had for breakfast. I'm not a big one for relegating certain foods to different meals. I eat the meal that I'm hungry for. So when I woke up yesterday, I was really hungry, probably because of the date, balls I had the night before that were high carbs, because carbs do run your appetite. My endocrinologist told me that. So yesterday for breakfast, I had my meal in a mug, my lasagna, which is really easy to make. I just boiled the gluten-free pasta and I just weighed it and I measure out 1/8 of the bag and one sausage patty, 1/2 cup ricotta, part skim ricotta cheese, some seasoning, and some tomato sauce. I didn't really measure the tomato sauce because I got tomato sauce with no sugar. It was expensive, but taking care of your health is important. And again, my food bill is lower because I'm not buying all kinds of snack and special diet foods. So I didn't really limit the tomato sauce. And then I put one piece of string cheese, one, and I put that on top. And I had that with water. And then I was still hungry, believe it or not. I guess because the first time I ate, I had five of those chocolate peanut butter date desserts. Oh, they're so good. But look, that's a big serving. That's huge. That's way more than I should have had. And again, I rationalized it, as so many of us do, that it's so healthy. It's got oatmeal, has so much fiber. Oatmeal and unsweetened coconut flakes and chia seed. I put like triple the chia seeds it called for, and whole flax seeds. But it also had, and unsweetened cocoa is healthy. It's got fiber in it, it's got antioxidants. But peanut butter is high in fat and high in calories, and definitely the dates are high in carbs, and so I overdid it. And again, this I am not going to be perfect. I'm not going to change a lifetime of bad eating habits perfectly all at once. This is a progress. This is a journey. So because I feel like I definitely overdid the calories for breakfast, for lunch I try to be really, really reasonable. So I had a serving of carrots. I bought this bag of already cut carrots. It's so cute. They're cut in like little French fry shapes. I'm trying to get it without the reflection. And they're really cute. And I measured out a serving according to the bag. And I didn't eat, I only ate three of the celery stalks because I got full. So I had that with a little bit of hummus. This hummus is so good. It's so much healthier than like a ranch dipping sauce or something like that. So I'm not at the point that I'm weighing and measuring, but I tried to eyeball it. For instance, when I was eating the carrots and the hummus, I didn't put it on every carrot stick because that would have been way too much hummus. So just try to be more aware of high calorie items. And I didn't eat the celery with the hummus at all. The celery is pre-cut and it's actually pretty good. And then for dinner, I went to physical therapy and I was in pain. And like a lot of people, you want to treat yourself a little bit. So I didn't go too far overboard. I made my chocolate peanut butter shake. I was out of almond milk. So I used my skim milk. I measured 1 cup of skim milk, and then I had a little bag of almonds. Trader Joe has individual serving size of raw almonds, so I had that for the protein. Then my chocolate peanut butter banana shake is 1 cup of skim milk, one whole banana, 2 tablespoons of the sugar-free peanut butter, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and it's really, really good. And I put 2 ice cubes in it to try to make it kind of a shake. And then I have those huge square ice cubes. So it was kind of watery, so I added a couple, I think 3 packages of Truvia, of stevia, whatever I have. As far as stevia goes, I buy whatever is on sale. Sometimes it's Truvia, sometimes it's stevia in the raw, sometimes it's generic, sometimes it's Trader Joe's if I'm there, sometimes it's, Walmart generic brand, whatever, as long as it's stevia. And I thought I would be full, but I wasn't. I was still hungry. So later on, I thought, you know what? I've really overdone the carbs today. So when I was still hungry after that shake, I had one little sausage patty and one egg. So that wasn't too bad. And then I just made myself stop eating because that was enough. So I did pretty good. And I did do a little bit better getting fresh fruits and vegetables in every meal because I had the tomatoes for breakfast, the carrots and celery for lunch, and then I had the banana. talk about rationalization in my shakes. So I didn't do too bad. Okay, bye bye.